Welcome back to another video on depression in the area of self-compassion. Hopefully these videos are helping to decrease your depression, decrease any negative behaviors around that area in your life, and increase the healthier behaviors in your life. The ones that will get us to be the version that we see of ourselves, but haven't really gotten to yet. Maybe because we don't have the tools to help decrease depression, or we don't have the tools to just help increase healthy behaviors overall. So that's really what these videos are designed to do. So again, welcome back to Softening the Inner Critic. In the past 6 episodes, we've learned to notice our inner critic, create space between thoughts and identity, and practice kind self-talk, even when it does feel uncomfortable for us. So now we take all that work and we begin to write something new. Because here's the truth. You are not the story your critic tells you. You are not the failure or the burden, the too much or not enough. In this episode, we're going to learn to write to ourselves from a voice of compassion, reframe our struggles with dignity and grace, and narrate everyday moments in a way that honors our humanness. Let's give your inner world a new language, one that builds you up and not breaks you down. There's so many things in life that I think can break us down on the outside, the external world. And we really need to have our awesome, I guess if you could say, internal world where we do nothing but at least 90% of the time, 95% of the time, build ourselves up with kindness, compassion, and always learning and growing to become the best version of ourselves. Because we're going to need that when we go do hard things in life. So where can we get started on this rewriting the script and creating a new narrative? Well, we can write a letter from compassion. So one of the most powerful practices in self-compassion is writing a letter to yourself from the voice of someone who loves you unconditionally. This voice could be a wiser, future version of you, a kind mentor or therapist, or the way you would speak to your most beloved friend. And in the letter, try including these things. I see how hard this has been for you. It makes sense that you're struggling. You've been showing up the best way you know how, and that matters. Don't worry about sounding poetic. This isn't about perfection. It's just really about presence. So practice this. Set a timer for 5 minutes and begin your letter with this. Dear, your name. I know this hasn't been easy. Let the words flow without judgment and let kindness speak to you. So what other area can we do this rewriting the script? Well, we can reframe fatigue, mistakes, and struggles. So the inner critic often turns normal human experiences into evidence of failure. You're tired, you're lazy, you made a mistake, you always mess up, you're struggling, everyone else is doing better than you. And really listen to that inner critic and know where it comes from. Is that your voice that it comes from? Or is there somebody else in your past, maybe your childhood, where that voice was actually originated from? And then let's start changing it to your voice. So let's rewrite that. Reframe to try this. I'm not lazy, I'm worn out, and I'm listening to what my body needs. Mistakes are part of being human. I'm learning, not failing. And struggling doesn't mean that I'm weak. It means I'm facing something real with honesty. So reminder here, reframing isn't denial, it's truth telling with softness. And it says, yes, I'm hurting, and I still get to speak to myself with care. Reframing our thoughts are really important with anything we want to do in life when we have negative thought patterns. And so that just means we have a negative thought that comes up and we need to be prepared with a positive one instead, like this says, with I'm not lazy, I'm just worn out because I've done X, Y, and Z. So that we give ourselves the kindness that we do deserve in the end. And so what's another area where we can rewrite the script and we can create a new narrative for us? Well, we can narrate our day with grace. And obviously this is a daily practice that we can start implementing. So let's get practical. Imagine narrating your day in the voice of compassion. What would it sound like? Example 1. I stayed in bed longer this morning, not because I failed, but because I needed more time to feel safe. Another example, I forgot to reply to a text. That doesn't make me a bad friend. It means I was overwhelmed and I can reconnect when I am ready. And example number 3, I made dinner even though I didn't want to. That was an act of care, and that does count. So these are your new scripts, one that sees effort over output, humanity over hustle, one that reminds you you are doing enough even when it doesn't feel like it. Remember, the external world will do really great at telling us we need to be more, or we should see ourselves differently, or we should do this or that. And it's the inner voice, our internal world, that needs to be the one that stands up for ourselves, that is positive, that is compassionate, and that holds healing space for us. Because we are the ones who are going to do it. We cannot expect others to do that for us. So try this. At the end of each day, write a few sentences to yourself like a narrator who's reading for you. Notice how the tone shifts and how you feel on the inside. And so let's recap. Rewriting the script is an act of liberation for us. You don't have to live inside the voice that hurts you, and you get to choose kindness, even in your inner dialogue. So in our next and final episode on self-compassion, we'll explore sustaining self-compassion for long term, especially when life gets loud, messy, or overwhelming again. And so here we are at the comment section, and here's a question that can help with the comments. What would your compassionate inner voice say about you, about your day today? And of course, you can comment in with anything else you want, like how's the rewriting of the script going? Are you creating a new narrative? Or are you stuck in kind of a loop and you're not sure how to get out? So remember that you are not behind, you are not broken, you're in the process of becoming. And your story is still being written. And it's being written with kindness, with truth, and with you at the center. I'm proud of you. And of course, I'll see you in the next episode. But before that, let's go to my next favorite section, which is telling about the journals and the children's book that I wrote. So in a world that moves too fast, what if you could create space for you to come home to yourself and for your children to do the same? Start with your heart. The self-love, self-discovery, and self-discipline journal is your guided path to clarity, purpose, and showing up for a life that you truly want. There's, of course, monthly, daily, and weekly prompts that help you go deeper, stay grounded, and take gentle action. And when anxiety arises, meet yourself with compassion. The Anchored in Kindness journal helps you calm your nervous system, understand your patterns, and find peace, one breath, one page at a time. There's thoughtful prompts, and it's a safe space to hopefully soften and open up. And for the little hearts who love the most, meet Luna and Bravion the lion, a magical story that helps children courage, listen to their hearts, and trust their own glowing spark. A story of bravery, self-trust, and emotional wisdom. And of course, there's worksheets at the end for your little ones as well. They might need your help with them, but these worksheets will help them understand where their brave comes from, where their courage comes from, and what their own inner spark is as well. So if you liked this video and it helped you out, of course, like it, subscribe, and share it with somebody who could use it as well.